Our second guest is going to be with us here in just a few moments. We are going to go to the biggest star in the business. Forget about what you've heard. Forget about ferrets and jello fights. Forget about gerbils and batting cages. Forget about dogs and Sanders. Forget about Colonel Sanders for that reason. No one should forget about Colonel Sanders, but sometimes people do. So we're going to go back to Danny D, and we are going to get our next guest in here. Before we do get our next guest in here, Danny, what did you think of our first guest? He was quite entertaining.
He's really cool, and I don't know, I get a feeling from him. He's one of those guys. You can tell he's just doing it because he loves doing it. He doesn't care what might come, and so he's just going to keep sticking out great music, I think. And he's just one of those people. You never know where they could be in like 5-10 years. You know, he could have a huge track. You know, he's doing really well over in the States with these two tracks we've played today. So, you know, let's keep our fingers crossed and see where he goes.
And we are going to see if we can get our next guest in here on Skype, Mr. Sean Gates, a.k.a. Izreal.
That might be why I couldn't find him on Twitter.
So, IZ316, that is the Izreal man. And, of course, Izreal is from Wichita, Kansas. We are going to see if we can get Izreal in here, and that's always technical issues abound for us sometimes because it's Mercury retrograde, ladies and gentlemen, and so we are gonna patch in the everybody's favorite, your best friend, my best friend, everybody's best friend. There's Izreal, the biggest star in the business. Don't believe him, just ask him, he'll tell you. And and I have got Danny D with us, and of course you can listen to International Live each and every Sunday on KJAGradio.com. You can also listen to us on JiggyJaguar.com as well as 50 plus AM FM stations across the country and around the world. However, on Fridays in the United Kingdom from 5 to 6 p.m. prime time. How do we hear it, Danny? How do we hear this show again in the UK?
Make sure you are tuning in on Friday, Leicester 107.5 FM, and the show gets replayed in our drive time hour, 5 till 6 p.m. So please, do tune in, and a big shout out to all our listeners who are listening now. So,
Izreal, I know a heck of a lot about you, but Danny in the United Kingdom do not know about your greatness. So, educate us, my friend. Tell us why you are, in fact, busier than a goat in a hailstorm, my friend.
Man, it's been a great year. Shout out to everybody in the UK. Man, they've been showing me a lot of love this year. I had a single that did 350,000 streams this year, and it was actually produced by a producer from the UK, Dream Life Beats. So shout out to him, man. I believe he's in like South UK, and man, he's a really cool guy. The track went well, you know, it's still going actually. But I just released a new single entitled "Let It Go," and "Let It Go" is a beautiful story, man. Part of it is just with COVID and everything in the world. I think that the universe is asking us to let go of some things that no longer serve us, and you know, to just kind of relax and take a step back. And then the second part of the story is to let it go is when I was a juvenile, I was incarcerated for a bit. And so one day, the correction officer comes to me. He's like, "Yo, your dad's here to see you." Well, I hadn't seen my biological father in years at this time. So I had all these mixed emotions going on in my head. And we sat and talked. And we had a great conversation. And at that moment, I had like a choice to make. Was I going to let go of the past and build a relationship with my father going forward? Or was I going to hold on to the anger? And so I decided to let it go. Me and my dad have had a great relationship since then. I just released that single 2 weeks ago, and we're getting close to about 10,000 streams on that. And it's been beautiful, man. A lot of people who have been in the music industry has embraced me in a way that they never have before. People who have been nominated for Grammys and had #1 hits and have been very instrumental hip hop are listening to my new album, which is entitled Melanin Sons. And they're saying, that they really love it. And so the new album is coming out probably the top of the year. Melanin Sons is really a story about what it's like to grow up being black, but not only being black, but being poor in general, because a lot of things that we attribute to race is really a social economic thing. And so I really try to explain that and explain like these are the outcomes that come when you come from environments that we do. And the love that I've been getting has just been wonderful, man. I've been so blessed for people all over the globe who have been hitting me up and sending me messages and telling me how much they love, the songs and what it means.
What I always think is funny about you, Izreal, is that I have been telling people like Danny and many of my other broadcast brethren how big of a deal you are. And there's a lot of folks that are like, okay, and because as everybody knows, I put everybody over. But tell Danny and the UK audience just a little bit about some of the different things you've done over the years, because you've been in movies, you've been on commercials, you've traveled all over the planet, you've worked. Just fill us in here, my friend.
Yes, I do a lot. I do politics. I do a lot of mentorship with teens, troubled teens. As I mentioned, I had my own stint with incarceration. And so because of that, I felt like it was in my best interest to give back to, those kids and children in a positive way and let them know that if I can do it, you could do it too. I mean, other than being incredibly handsome, there's nothing else that's special about me. Like, I'm handsome, I'm everything. But other than those two things, you can do it too. And so that's that. I also do a lot of politics. I like to say more activism, because everything can be measured by a vote or a poll. Some things you do is a conversation. It's enlightening someone on something that they didn't know about. And that's whether it's through my music or through actually being in my neighborhood, being in my street, keeping the ear to my street. And that's why I rap about the things that I rap about, because I'm there in my neighborhood every day, going through these things with people and trying to find a way to make our community better in general. And so that's what that's about. And so I've actually been elected to office. I just started a business not too long ago called Shore Shuttle. And what it is you go to the website, you book a ticket, and we take you directly to the penitentiary to visit your loved one, because we're trying to keep, people who are incarcerated connected to the families. If you've been gone for 10 years and you leave and your niece was a baby and you come back and she's 10 or 11, you don't know that person. You don't feel integrated into your family. So more than all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to spread a positive message, of love, peace, and it's cool to be righteous. It's cool to consider your family, your neighborhood, your culture, and to be, tolerant and to really think about not only what's good for you, but what's good for your brother. And then on top of that, I don't know if I mentioned that I'm incredibly handsome. Those things all go together. That's the truth.
I've got to ask you, Izreal.
Go ahead.
You sound like such a cool guy. Who did you listen to? When you were growing up, who influenced you?
Initially I listened to a lot of gangster rap, but as I got older and I started to use my mind, I started seeing that like gangster rap, while it's fun to listen to, is destructive in a lot of senses. So I listened to a lot of Pac, Tupac, a lot of Nas. I listened to Sage Francis. I don't know if people are familiar with him, but man, that guy's lyrical as hell. You know what I mean? A lot of underground rappers that people maybe didn't listen to. Of course, Jay-Z, Notorious Big, those guys are amazing still to this day. But yeah, a lot of conscious music.
I knew Pac would have to be in there when you were talking about rapping about the streets and the stories. And you know what? I don't want to hate on US hip hop because I love it. But you know what? That story is sort of gone a bit, I find, from the US hip hop. Mm-hmm. It's all about talking about what you've got, not like tracks just I can think of like Brenda's Got a Baby. I don't know if you know that one, Jiggy, but really good tracks, and it's really good to hear that there's people out there that's still doing it, you know, passing on that message, telling people the story, because people need to hear it, and you know, they don't really anymore. I don't think it all gets sort of diluted by news and mixed messaging, and you know, so you know, good on you.
Thank you. Yeah, now you're absolutely right, and it's disheartening because it's like these kids are only getting a one-sided view, you know what I mean? And it all looks well and good when, you know what I mean, you're like having fun and whatever, but like what's the outcome of that? You know what I mean? That's the input, but what's like the actual outcome of that lifestyle long term? And even more than just my neighborhood, you know what I mean? Like I advocate, you know, meditation. I advocate eating better, getting more sleep, being more kind and more loving, because I think these are more things that we need right now during more so than ever as humanity, man, just on a bigger scale. Like it really scares me sometimes when I think about how little other people think. And like I was watching this video the other day, and this video said most of the problems that man has created for himself, he could fix if it wasn't for the fact that it's inconvenient. And so I thought about it. I was like, it's true. Like we don't.
So true.
You know, it's inconvenience. Like I often tell Jiggy I'm going to be rich soon, and it's an inconvenience for me when I'm driving in my Mercedes and this guy walks in front of my car asking for change. He's slowing me down. That's going to put me 2 cars behind in the Starbucks line, and I just can't have that. So my solution is to just get the poor guy off the street, not help him, not do anything to fix his life. That's his problem. I need coffee, you know, and why should you stop that?
You know what I always think is so great is when we used to when we did the political show in Salina, Kansas on Access TV, Izreal would talk to the politicians, and he would use those kind of lines like he just used, and they would just look at him, Dan, like he was shot out of a cannon. They couldn't believe some of the things that he says. It's great.
Man, you got to use humor to get people to see some of the dumb things that they think of, and then they come up with it like I don't know. It just shocks me. I used to be surprised, but now I'm just really not. And so I really think that makes my music refreshing, you know, because people stop and listen and be like, you know what, he's right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I should pay more attention to these things. I should be more loving. I should be kind. You know what I mean? And it's just hilarious that the very things that we want the most are the very things that we struggle the most to give up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I want everybody to love me, yet I don't want to show love to anybody. You know what I mean? I want everybody to be kind and forgiving to me, but I want to be the hardest person ever. It's like those things just don't go together. Like you kind of get what you put out there. And then they're like, well, why are people being mean to me? Like, you're like the rudest person I've met in my life. Like, what do you mean? Why are they being mean to you?
Well, we are going to do this. We are going to go to Let It Go, and we're going to put Danny and Izreal on hold, so God knows what they're going to talk about while we're in the break. But what you can listen to is Let It Go, and it's Izreal, and it's here on International Live.
Let it go, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go, let it go. Let it go, let it go. Let it go. The ghetto life ain't for the faint of heart. I'm far from a saint, but I just want to do my part and do my best to express what I feel in my heart. So much pain and hurt. Where do I start? Images of Sabrina Fulton crying still haunt my mind. I pray to Allah for better times and the wisdom to help my folks lead better lives. I hope my sisters learn to be better wives. And as men, we get monogamy right. Cause when the family crumbles, then the culture do too. And it's up to us, brother. So what you gonna do? Fuck the flag. I pledge my allegiance to you. Cause if we don't learn to bind, then homie, we through. And I was born in the mud, but homie, I grew. I promise the rainstorms will do the same to you. Can't tell me what God can do, cause homie, I'm proof. All the hate that you feel, let it go. All the hate in your heart, let it go. All the hate in your mind, let it go. Cause it's killing you slow. I'm trying to let you know. All the pain that you feel, let it go. All the pain in your heart, let it go. All the pain in your mind, let it go. cause it's killing you slow. I'm trying to let you know, I always been a big dreamer. I just want to reach my zenith and give the youth something to believe in. I guess we all need something to believe in. It's hard to have faith in what you can't see in. Destined for greatness since I was a seaman. Shout out to my pops, he really was a seaman. Flew from the shy to the peak just to meet up, and his gesture really moved me like a sentimental movie. His support helped me through my bid when I was back in juvie. No matter what I said, it's like he already knew me. He said, son, listen, you just knew me. Without saying a word, I know what you mean. And at the moment, all my anger went away, and me and my pops been close since that very day. And now we talk almost every single day. It's amazing what can happen when you choose not to hate. All the hate that you feel, let it go. All the hate in your heart, let it go. All the hate in your mind, let it go. Cause it's killing you slow. I'm trying to let you know. All the pain that you feel, let it go. All the pain in your heart, let it go. All the pain in your mind, let it go. Cause it's killing you slow. I'm trying to let you know. If you talking positive, let me know. If you do it for the culture, I'ma roll. If you rapping about love, then that's dope. Cause it's all about growth, even when the process slow. If you feel like I feel, then you bro. If she act like a queen, treat her so. If you water your seeds, they will grow. And if we stick together, then we'll never be alone.
That is Izreal here on International Live, the great Izreal, as I like to refer to him. And we got
for independent artists.
We're now back. Izreal, Danny Davis, the biggest star in the business. I don't even know which one is the biggest star in the business because you're both big. You're both big deals. You're both international studs. Well, Danny, jump in there. I kind of hogged the last segment, so ask my man IZ some questions here, baby.
Yeah, well, we were just talking about the hip hop scene in the UK and what it's like for independence. And over here, the BBC give you a chance to upload your music to the BBC, and then they play it on the radio. It's still very hard to get noticed and, get that ball rolling. It's, it does seem from the outside that it's, the more money you've got, the more promotion you can buy, and then the more likely people are going to hear your songs and so on. But I think we've got a very good independent scene, one that's open as well. It's not sort of just, we're just looking for the UK grime and the drill. We'll look for the new breaking hip hop acts as well from the United States and wherever really. But I'm very interested to know, have you performed much done any shows or concerts?
Not since COVID. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man, like working with Jiggy he opened my eyes. So, I did the show with Jiggy for a long time, and so we're interviewing all these different bands. We're interviewing country artists and a lot of bands from in the regional area. So what I found out is that you have these bands who are cover bands who are getting paid $500-600 a night to play other people's stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then for me as a rapper, they tell me, well, you do all the promotion, you bring all the people, and then I'll split the door with you, plus I keep the bar. And I'm like, they're not even doing original music. It's going to cost me $300 just for my outfit. I'm a rapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so I stopped doing shows because for me, it was like, I'm the one who's putting in all this time and effort. So I do them, but more when it's just strategic. And I just started really, my fan base is much wider online than it is even locally where I'm at. Because I do conscious music, that's not like the predominant style of music that comes from where I'm from. So I end up, just doing a lot of internet fan base and that type of thing. So as of recently, mainly because of COVID, no, I haven't even had an opportunity like to perform with the album, which has been different.
Yeah. What would you say is the best advice you've been given during your years, during your career?
Every time I meet an artist, I've always tried to ask them for one piece of advice, just like you asked me, because I believe that if you get a fish, you'll be hungry tomorrow. But if you got a fishing pole, you can always fish. So I met, thanks to Jiggy actually, I met Tech Nine and Chris Calico from Strange Music. Really cool guys. We got to interview them. They introduced me to an artist named Glasses Malone. So I'm talking to Glasses Malone, who was formerly on Cash Money Records. He had songs with like Akon and Lil Wayne and Rick Ross and all these people. And I asked him a question. I said, Glasses, can you give me some advice? I was like, man, I'm in Wichita. It's really small. I'm trying to break out. He said, listen, would you rather be a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond? He's like, yes, I'm on Cash Money Records. Yes, I'm from LA, but I got to compete with Snoops and Game and these type of guys. You're in Wichita because there isn't a big scene. You can make a bigger splash. So I guess if I'll break it down, I would say what I interpret that is finding your target market. That's been the difference. When I found my target audience who likes my style of music, my engagement started going way up versus trying to be everything to everybody. And I think as artists, we want everyone to like us, and it's just not going to happen. I was watching a YouTube video of Jay-Z, and I'm reading the comments, and it's, hoes washed up, he's old, he's this, he's that. And I'm like, this is Jay-Z we talking about. And so I'm like, if they're hating on Jay-Z, they're definitely going to hate on me. And when I understood that, I was much better off, and I just focused on my base, and it's been good ever since.
Absolutely, you got to focus on yourself and do what feels right at the end of the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And one thing, Israel, that I've always asked you over the years is, you know, what are some of the artists that you've worked with that people would know of? You know, you and I used to ask that question to everybody on the Sunday show, but I guess I'm gonna ask you that here so you can wow us.
As of now, I would say the biggest artist that I've actually did a song with was actually Glasses, that I actually did a song with. But some of the artists that I've connected with recently, kind of doing business and kind of rubbing shoulders with lately, I was just on Dave East's mixtape. So Dave East is being pretty big here lately. So he put Top Down on one of his mixtapes of up and coming artists. That was pretty dope. I got to talk to the Locks recently. Jada Kiss, Styles P, those guys. I actually got a shout out from Styles P, which was huge.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's pretty cool. And then the old school rapper, and he's still one of my favorite rappers, AZ. He's, you know, he was in the firm with Foxy Brown and Nas and those guys. Man, I love that guy. He's a classical guy. And I've met them and talked to him a little bit, and that's been cool. But really, part of what's made the difference lately has been some of the music connections that I made that's been behind the scenes that aren't even artists. A guy named Warren Schatz. Warren Schatz was really big like back in the 60s, actually in like Europe, in Eastern Europe. He was like a pop star over there. He went by Richie Dean, but he's from the U.S. And so he, if you remember the song Turn the Beat Around, Gloria Estefan redid it, but originally he made that song, which was dope. You know what I mean? And then there's a guy named, that's partners with Warren, Neil Levine, who ran Penalty Entertainment. Neil, cool guy, man. They had me on their podcast. This guy has a Grammy for like Lean Back with Fat Joe and Lil Wayne. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. And so, you know, to be talking to him and him be like, yo, I like your music. Like, I'm blown away. I'm humble. And so another guy that's been helping me a lot is his name is June Balloon, and he worked for Bad Boy Records back in the day. So, you know, when I first met him in New York, he was like, yeah, I used to work for Bad Boy. I knew Biggie, blah, blah, blah. And a lot of people say a lot of things, right? So I'm watching a YouTube video one day, and Notorious Big video comes on, and who would I see in the background? I took a screenshot and sent it to him. He's like, oh, you thought I was lying? I was like, I know you tell the truth now. Like, And so to have these guys that worked with these, you know, legends in the game, give an independent artist like me, you know, I'm coachable. I don't know it all. Like, these guys are where they are for a reason. So I just listen, make the best music I can from my heart, and I've been using their advice, man. This has been the best year of my career.
That's awesome.
Well, you brought up Top Down. Tell us about this track, brother. We're going to go to it here in a few moments.
Yeah, so Top Down, that's the first single off the album, Melanin Sons. As I said, it did like 350,000 streams, which is crazy. It has a crazy hook on it. Brianna Marin, she's singing on it. She's from LA. Again, the producer, his name is Dream Life Beats, and he's from the UK. Really cool guy. He's produced for 2 Chainz. He's produced for Joey Badass. Name it, Logic. So many guys. And so Top Down is really just, it's a celebration. It's me celebrating me overcoming the things that I've been through to get to this point, which I'm blessed, man, because I'm thankful for anybody and everybody who takes any time to ever listen to anything that I've done. And so I'm a really humble guy like
That's
that.
awesome.
And it's just a really laid, fun back track, man.
Well, here
You
we
should
go.
stream like 1 billion times.
We are we are going to play it. I'm going to put these guys on hold on Skype, let them chat about the world around us and come up with a plan to take it over. And we are going to go now to Top Down, and it's here on International Live.
First class, take a trip. Top down in the whip. Speeding like I'm never gonna crash. Live every day like it's my last. Spent a couple stacks on the trip. Ain't even take a sip, love a tip. I got more racks in the stash. Live every day like it's my last.
Motivation ain't never been a problem for me. While y'all was doing time, I got a degree. Wrote a book, ran for office, and dropped a CD. The proof is in the pudding, homie. You not like me. I was raised much different. Special since an infant. When you're born to spit bars, and your songs hit different. I might beat the pussy, but I don't hit women on the coast of Costa Rica with my family just chilling. Top flight on deck, tequila with the lemon. You ain't gotta like it, but that's just how I'm living. Instead of all the hating, you might wanna mimic. And for the right price, I can show you how I did it. Return on invested, I can show you how to flip it. I'm trying to see a Billy, boy, I'm on a mission. Different scenes in my life play like motion pictures. Rappers on they drizzy, they some acting ass niggas.
First class, take a trip. Top down in the whip. Speeding like I'm never gonna crash. Live every day like it's my last. Spent a couple stacks on the trip. Ain't even take a sip, love a tip. I got more racks in the stash. Live every day like it's my last.
I overcame things that made greater men stumble. Regardless of my accomplishments, I try to stay humble. I never been much for being in the limelight. I'd rather read a book while I get my mind right. People hate you, mad that they ain't you. Bring up things that's painful and tell you what you can't do. I elevate above the hate, I'm in a new atmosphere. My career taking off, I'm in a new stratosphere. It's a lot of folks that's mad that I'm here. I celebrate the hate, champagne glasses in the air. I ain't in the slipping, I'm just in the winning. I might sign a deal, but for now I'm independent. I'm on my Percy Miller, cause there ain't no limit. They call me IZ, boy, I'm the realest. You act like men, but y'all gossip like women. I've been real since juvie, you can ask the homie Senseless.
First class, take a trip. Top down in the whip. Speeding like I'm never gonna crash. Live every day like it's my last. Spent a couple stacks on the trip. Ain't even take a sip, love a tip. I got more racks in the stash. Live every day like it's my last.
Da-da-do, da-da-do, rubba-dubba-doo, rubba-dub-dub in the tub. We're going to go back to Izreal. And we're also going to go back to the great Danny D. We're going to see if these two...
I made sure that I had
I wonder if they figured out a way to take over the planet yet. And if they did, they're not going to tell me or you,
Absolutely
the listening
not.
audience. So, as we wrap up here with you, IZ, what do you have coming up besides being a superhero and everything?
Well, I'm gonna do some plus size modeling. That's next. But now I'm I'm preparing for the album release. Right now, I'm trying to set up the album release party that I think we're going. It looks like it's going to be in New York, tentatively, not in Wichita, but in New York. So that's pretty dope.
The party.
Yeah, album release party. Yeah.
When's the party?
It's going to be. It's looking like January in New York. And so, man, you definitely welcome to come out.
Writing it down.
I would say, man, what I need people to do is go stream, Let It Go. It's on all platforms. Go stream, top down. If you Google IZ316, you'll find my website and all those type of things because I'm Googleable. Okay, that's a thing. I'm Googleable. And mainly, man, you see this cool T-shirt I'm wearing. If you can't see it, just go to iz-316.com. And man, buy a hoodie, buy a T-shirt, something like that. That money is very important. I'm not like this rich major artist, so I fund everything myself. So when people patronage me, it really goes far, and it goes into the promotion of everything I do. And plus, you get to see this, beautiful face. That
nice T-shirt as well. I like it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It is a fantastic T-shirt, and
yeah, science shows that you like 34% sexier on average when you wear an Izreal T-shirt. There's nothing scientific or anything. It's just a Nielsen
awesome.
poll that they took.
That's awesome.
Of 2 trillion people who agreed.
Well, as we wrap up here, Danny, what did you think about some of the artists we had on today?
I've had 2 great artists on today. Really pleased.